What's happening is the House GOP is in complete disarray. We are now 6 votes in on Speaker of the House, and for 6 straight votes, Kevin McCarthy has failed to become Speaker. Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic nominee, has gotten the most votes on the House floor. And the Republicans are increasingly finger-pointing on the floor about whose fault it is and what they want and why they're being intransigent. The situation here is that we're not even sworn in as the 118th Congress yet. The way that the order of events works in a new Congress is the members convene, a speaker is chosen, a rules package is adopted that governs the House for the next 2 years. Members are then sworn in by the new speaker, committees are organized, and the business of the Congress proceeds. All of that is being blocked by that first step, which is the choosing of a speaker. For the first time in 100 years, we don't have one. And for the third day in a row, it doesn't look like the GOP has a path to getting one. The clerk is actually at the speaker's rostrum. The House clerk is a nonpartisan, non-political position. The House clerk is following basically a package of rules that I believe Thomas Jefferson put together, derived from Robert's Rules of Order. And this package of rules is a generic package that just governs very basic operations like voting and how the House convenes and adjourns. It does not tell us anything about what the committees are. It doesn't tell us what privileges members have, for example, security clearances, so that we can get briefings on national security issues. It does not govern the rules that allow pieces of legislation to reach it to the floor. So we're in a state of suspended animation where the House of Representatives doesn't have leadership, doesn't have committees, and doesn't have the requisite privileges for members to actually do our business. Democrats are united and energized behind Hakeem Jeffries. We have a new generation of leadership: Hakeem, Catherine, Clark, and Pete Aguilar. They have the confidence of the caucus. 6 straight votes. It's been 212, 212, 212, the entirety of the caucus for Hakeem Jeffries. He's been the top vote getter. And we're looking across the aisle and we're watching one member nominate Kevin McCarthy, another member of the GOP stand up and nominate the guy who just nominated Kevin McCarthy to be the alternative speaker. I mean, it's a game of musical chairs and finger pointing that could be entertaining if it weren't so disappointing. This is not meant to be theater. This is meant to be governance. And the House GOP really is putting their internal divisions on public display right now. Last night in the cloakroom, there was pizza, which it was like a Little League game. The members were excited to get their hands on some pizza from We the Pizza outside of the Capitol. We have had tacos in the cloakroom. Got to keep members fed as we have these long rounds of votes. Well, the first day when there were little kids on the House floor to watch their parents get sworn in, I saw lots of cookies and snacks. I brought work with me to try to get it done in between votes, because I can't just sit there for hours on end and watch this unfold. My son Teddy's 2.5 years old, and he's just learning that I leave on a weekly basis, and then I come back home, and we talk about it a lot. And he really thinks that I fundamentally do 2 things. One is I fly on airplanes, and the second is that I ride on elevators. Those are 2 things that Teddy is very keyed into. And so every night he calls me on FaceTime, and he says he wants to see the elevator. And so I go outside my office and I press the elevator button, and together we look at the elevator come, and I step into the elevator, and then I step out, and Teddy comments on my performance and offers suggestions and usually asks for me to do it again. So you can imagine I'm a very popular 5th floor occupant because I keep on ringing the elevator Everyone's probably trying to leave to go home. But it helps for Teddy to be able to conceptualize what it is that I do when I leave.